Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the continuation of the South American Division 2 DPC season. My name is DKTruman, and joining me for the cast today is Kips. How was your winter break?
Very nice. Thank you very much. It's been ridiculous summery weather over here. Well, during the time we're at a break, and now it has plunged right back into the cold again. So I can sit inside and watch video games.
Yep, it was a little bit silent without any games whatsoever across the board during the winter break, but we at least have some more to witness right now. We've got Wolf Team versus Interitus, the two Brazilian teams of Division 2 taking each other on, and well, right now I think there might even still be a slight chance for Wolf Team but to advance on, but it's fairly unlikely. Balrogs really need to drop the ball for that one to happen. So it's pretty much just fighting against relegation, whereas their opponents, Interitus, they're 2-1. They're actually doing pretty decent so far.
Yeah, and Interitus have a shot at least the top finish here, the top four finish, I should say, where they are currently. Well, they currently have that rank. Then again, the thing is with our way with Wolf Team here that they can reach so much higher. It just feels like there's all this locked up potential that we know these players have, that they've shown in their qualifications for TI in all of their previous seasons, that still needs to somehow get accessed, and they just haven't really done that yet this season. The only player that we've seen, and that I think we both have praised for this as well, who's really started to step up is Tavo. It feels like Tavo has sort of become exasperated with the situation that his team is in, and he's been stepping up to the plate. He's been playing so far forward on all of his offlane positions, really attracting so much attention that it's impossible for the enemies to play. And I wonder if he's going to continue that after this break, or if maybe the team is going to start to distribute the burden a little bit more equally again.
Yeah, it is, of course, HFN known for just being a straight hard farming core. Whatever he plays, if he picks Monkey King, he builds Battle Fury. That's just how he runs, and you need playmakers aplenty to pretty much open up the map for you. As I said, Interitus, they are 2-1, but the team that they lost against was the top dog, Infinity, who haven't lost a single map so far, and the two teams that they beat are the two bottom teams, Inverse and Unknown Team. So honestly, they're somewhere in the middle, but this is finally a chance where we get to see where in the middle they actually will be.
It is indeed. And Interitus has a bit of talent on board as well. I have been told by people that I still need to watch his stream sometimes, but the Ryur is actually a big content creator as well, very much respected in the scene. Um, and most of these players have quite a bit of experience under their belt as well. So yeah, let's find out where they stand indeed. I am very curious.
Yep, and as we see, the draft is on its way. We'll be heading in right now. First picks coming through. Medusa getting banned, which, you know, I have been watching some regions right now. Almost every region kind of skips the Medusa.
Not essay. And in the double essay match that I casted 2 days ago, there were more interesting things going on. For example, no Weaver bans or picks, completely ignored when it's still first phase ban in a lot of other regions, or pick. And yeah, it feels like SA right now is really its own microclimate, and I wonder if we're even going to see that Weaver, even though it was such a high priority pick before the break, and so far, no, this is Queen of Pain time.
Queen of Pain has actually been one of the more picked heroes out there. I do love the fact that Interitus, of course, you know, as you said, Medusa is like the most picked hero at least before the break, was the most picked hero in South America, especially Division 2. But the fact that they quickly ban out the HFN Medusa and, of course, the 4DR Voker kind of does show a lot of respect towards the Wolf Team lineup, whereas Wolf Team, they pretty much just ban out well-known heroes. I would say that the Centaur is not necessarily a hero that I would expect to be banned in the first phase, but I do remember a very well-played game by Hijack on that hero previously, so it might just be from scrims that they've played against them.
Yeah, no, you're completely correct. Centaur is one of Hijack's signature heroes, and of course, these two teams being in roughly the same skill bracket and both being Brazilian, most likely have scrimmed each other quite a lot. This is one of the ways that the scrim climate really works. If you just have people that you have the easiest way of contacting, then you end up scrimming them a lot. So I have no doubt that a bunch of the bans that we're going to see here are things that we might have never actually seen that have only happened in scrims.
Yep. There are some. The Mars, of course, makes a lot of sense. We see that a lot. Snapfire, Queen of Pain. Snapfire very good to get people out of the arena. The Kunkka, however,
10 seconds.
I mean, it's really good against the Queen of Pain, but I've also seen it plentiful being picked up in the safe lane, even before the break, but after the break, it kept on coming, creeping up back and back. I mean, Armlet is just such a solid item.
Yep, they just pick up 2 Helm of Iron Will / Armlet builders right here. It feels so good to build that. It is between which item do you think is like better, like more meta defining? Is it Armlet or is it SNK?
Honestly, Armlet I think is, yeah, definitely the Armlet. I feel, especially for an offlaner, just the Helm of the Iron Will, it makes you immortal. Who would ever want to build a Vanguard anymore when you've got the Armlet coming in?
Exactly. I mean, I completely agree with you. As much as dominant as SNK has been, and how much we've seen, especially Storms and Queen of Pains, build it, I do think that the item that currently enables the offlaner meta as it is right now is the Armlet.
Though, Wolf Team still need to pick up their supports with the Mars. A lot of heroes laying well with the Mars, of course, which is a big addition to the hero. Bane as the choice. Maybe get an added save on our way side. I mean, one hero that always is actually also amazing in this current patch is OD, though I don't remember seeing it too much in the South American region previously.
No, not too much. NA had a lot, but SAE not really yet. So could be a big pick here. Of course, the Quap, one of the few heroes that does lane decently versus it.
I mean, currently Mars, Kunkka, both pretty solid against Queen of Pain. The Mars is like decent enough. Kunkka is just really good because the moment you hit level 6, you kill her. Straight up, especially if you have some rotating supports on the sidelines, which Earth Spirit, for instance, springs to mind as being one of the more useful heroes against the Bane Queen of Pain.
Yeah, Earth Spirit would be excellent. His mobility and the way that he can actually silence at range is very powerful versus both of these heroes. But you know who else silences from range?
The hardest counter to the Bane in the game.
True.
To be fair, Silencer is one of those heroes that counters like a ton of different heroes automatically, but still sometimes feels so incredibly useless without his ult.
Exactly, like he counters them once every 3 minutes.
But the laning stage, that is one thing that he has an advantage over compared to a lot of safe lane supports, is, for instance, you're up against, let's say, a Timbersaw. He's one of the only heroes that can actually bully a Timbersaw out of the lane.
Well, the glaives are a big deal, and he's also very good against spells, spammy lanes. Snapfire is a pretty spammy hero, for example. Now the Nyx Assassin, they really want to just make next picks for Interitus hard, and Interitus does not care. They pick up the Bristleback like it's nothing.
A loadsword builder, which is of course a plus minus armor, added with the Snapfire as an off-lane duo, means if Silencer walks out of the lane even 1 second, she dies. If this is of course an off-lane Bristle, it could also be a safe lane if they want to roll that way, but I assume with the Snapfire it's just a superb lane together. Nyx Assassin of course very decent against Bristle, Silencer very decent against Bristle, so in that regard they do have some counters for it, but I assume this is just going to be a Kunkka Silver Edge.
Yep, I imagine so too, but it does mean that they can't easily run this Kunkka offline anymore, because that's going to be a late Silver Edge. That said, they probably have the time to get there, because between Kunkka, Silencer, and Nyx Assassin, this Queen of Pain's game has become so hard to play. I would not be surprised to see her rush a BKB, actually.
Yeah, a tough one indeed. I mean, yeah, BKB is great, but you also need to make sure that you always have it timed correctly, because the moment you pop BKB, Silencer still has his ult, you're still dead. So a Eul's as well, because you're up against the Kunkka. That means Eul's, BKB, and that is already a ton of support items that you need to build to just stay alive.
Yeah, it's the opposite of what Queens of Pain want these days. What they want to do is build SNK, max Scream, farm up a Storm, and in general not give a hoot about anything. And Yuri is going to have a lot of issues this game. And you can't really demote this Queen of Pain to anything else than an offlaner right now, unless you want to run offlane Snapfire, because I have seen quite a few support Queen of Pains on the position 4. You could still do that if you wanted to.
Yeah, Snapfire and Bristle can both go mid per se. I think Snapfire is actually not that bad of a mid against... Honestly, Bristle's neither that hard to deal with. Oh, a Gyrocopter. Very tanky 3 cores on the side of Wolf Team. And, of course, also a hero that HFN can pretty much AFK farm for the next, 35 minutes. Then come out with full 6 slotted, shut it down.
It's so HFN, it hurts. But yeah, if the name of the game is going to be kiting out a carry Bristleback, who's going to be running at you with Vanguard, Ags, Soul Ring around, well, like 18 minutes or something like that, Gyrocopter is a very decent option. Always going to have the range, you're always going to have the rockets, which he can't really do anything about. You have kiting tools from the Mars, from the Kunkka. It looks like a pretty solid game for our way to negate the enemy's win condition here. And yeah, this Gyrocopter is going to farm up a Storm.
What would you choose for a safe laner, though? Would you something that doesn't get destroyed by Silencer, obviously, but would you then go considering like Slark, maybe?
But for Interitus?
Yeah.
No, I think this is a carry Bristleback.
Okay.
I think we're looking for an offlaner here.
I guess Wolf Team have the exact same idea. To be fair, Interitus thought the same as well, but they went for the Gyro last pick on Wolf Team. So, safe flame Bristle with the Bane. That would mean... Tides banned. There are not that many offlaners still left.
No, they're not. I was looking at the same, and it's actually... Most of the meta offlaners are gone, and some of the non-meta offlaners are gone as well. Like, what's that Underlord ban doing there? Who's playing Underlord in 2022?
This is a tough choice, Interitus.
Sand King?
Sand King's always nice. Lanes well with the Snapfire, double stun, a lot of AoE damage that you can deal.
Mm-hmm.
Can get on top of the Gyrocopter, which is definitely especially important.
Yeah.
Or you go for the really boring route.
I respect boring but functional. I respect it a great deal. And they still leave the Queen of Pain over in the mid lane. So Rayor has his work cut out for him. 3 cores right in the middle of the pack there. 3 counters right in the middle of the draft there. And then, well, there's still that double stun lane that you were talking about for the DK plus the Snapfire over on the side lane. Gyrocopter is not going to be able to harass this man out. No way, Jose. So, all in all, I think Interitus's lanes look pretty decent, but after that it gets troublesome because their Queen of Pain is going to have to take a backseat. This DK needs to have a good game frontline for his team so that you can actually force out global silences and boats and X marks on him so that the Queen of Pain actually gets to play.
Yeah, definitely think that first DK's, level 6, El Dragon Form needs to take a tower. Especially with the Snapfire on your side, it should not be that problematic against the Silencer Gyro. But for the most part, this Interitus draft definitely is on a timer.
Well, Bristleback scales pretty far. I just say that what's especially on a timer is their ability to take high ground. If the Gyrocopter gets the proper damage items, you can't go up there anymore as a Bristle. So they can still fight, and they would still be able to take good fights, especially if they're long fights. But their ability to actually force out the game ends at some point. So yeah, Interitus is on a timer, though maybe not as early of a one as you'd expect. Bristleback actually scales pretty deeply between his shard and the eggs.
I'm curious though about if he's gonna go for that chrysalis first item later, build it up in the silver edge on the gyrocopter, considering you are up against the bristle and you kind of don't have any other breaks. I mean, silver edge probably for the Kunkka as well, but he's gonna, I assume, go for armlet first and the like. Maybe even spirit vessel.
I really like your suggestion here. The gyrocopter is the one who can build that really easily. And we've seen a ton of chrysalis builds, especially in CIS. I think it has been less popular over here in the Americas.
What the?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty tough game. I mean, both sides have really tanky cores, except for the Queen of Pain. She just dies in no time. And the gyrocopter is gonna build into an absolute beef boy. But the mid, yeah, they have two tanks on both sides that are near impossible to kill unless you have the entirety of the enemy team already finished up.
These fights are going to take quite a while. The supports are going to die, though.
Oh yeah, they're dead in a second. Silencer and Bane, a random flak cannon or one auto attack from the bristle and they're just gone.
They pop. I'm watching Ryur here. He's got 7 bottles queued up currently.
Hey, you gotta at least drink once every hour to stay hydrated. Especially if you're in such a warm country like Brazil. Oh, hijack DK first to drop. Duster. No, it's gonna be... Actually, it is Duster who steals the kill. Oh my lord. H went too quick on his auto attack. They also managed to grab the triple bounty rune. Great start there for Wolf Team.
Yep. A little bit greedy from Hijack to not just skill up his Dragon Blood immediately. I think that is probably the correct choice in the lane here. Immediately get that regen going. Yeah, there we are. You could have not died, fella.
Yep.
Oh well.
Mistakes have been made, but hey, who cares? The laning stage is not that important, of course. Early kills can be very annoying to deal with, but can also be very minimal. However, nice little courier snipe coming in. We see the cheese from the Bane.
I will eat the cheese.
I love cheese.
Is Fata the only one who spams that? I feel like that line deserves more love. Or maybe it's just copyrighted at Fata now and nobody else can use it.
Bit of harassment coming out. Hijack not necessarily enjoying a lane against 2 range heroes.
No, he really needs to work towards that 2nd level of Dragon Blood. After that he's usually fine, but it's going to be a bit of a passive road to getting there. Really all he needs to do is stay out of auto attack range and inside EXP range. And not quite riveting gameplay.
Both on every side, they're just harassing each other, popping some mangoes, healing selves, harassing each other. Everyone's got sticks everywhere. Top lane, all 4 of them have sticks. I mean, of course, against the Bristle makes a lot of sense, but same for the Mars and Nyx Assassin being annoying, spamming their spells.
Mars actually a pretty big spell spammer. And I don't really expect any kills on the top lane. I think if we have a first blood, it's... Or sorry, a second blood, I should say. A laning stage blood is going to be on bot.
Ooh, as you say that, Duster gets himself his 2nd kill. Oh, that always feels so good. In position 5, getting early kills means he actually gets useful items to be more annoying.
Yep, gets to finish off a full null talisman here. Make sure those right clicks hurt more.
This is always so scary for like the Bane top lane. He's trying to be a nuisance, but the moment you walk out a little bit too far while Bristle is nowhere to be seen, you just get absolutely destroyed.
Yep. His task here is to avoid getting double stunned. If he can interrupt somewhere with the Nightmare, he's totally fine. But look at the way that Tavo and King RD are split up at that time. It's like, alright, if he goes towards either of us, the other one can stun him from the back. They're that close and also that far. It's nice. FCR dipping into the secret shop there to grab himself his ring of health on his way to the Vanguard. I don't think he's very killable.
Back so soon?
Hijack's got a total of 6 creep kills, which, as a last pick offlane DK, that one hurts.
It does. But he's got level 2 Dragon Blood. And now he does not give a hoot anymore.
I wouldn't necessarily say not give a hoot, but because Silencer does... Oh, actually, he doesn't have Glaives of Wisdom just yet.
No, he does not.
Then he doesn't give a hoot.
Indeed. All he really needs now is his level 6.
Oh, Pimp's dead. Or... yeah.
Yep. Doornail.
Another one. Silencer going ham. Unfortunately, no perma-int just yet. Question is, will he go for 1 point in Glaives of Wisdom just to make sure that he can secure it?
Maybe a bit later on. Like right now, he just really doesn't have the mana to sustain it. Silencer spells are so mana intensive. 130 for the Arcane Curse alone.
Denied.
True. It is fairly tough for Silencer, and especially that the ulti, like 300 mana, feels almost like you're playing
And the
Crystal
Courier.
Maiden.
Duster is just styling on these kids. He's winning this bot lane single-handedly.
Yeah, Pimp being bullied away. Duster's level 4, Pimp is level 2.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
They can do nothing against the Silencer. And he also has himself infused raindrops right now, so they never will have the damage to kill him, unless they right-click him forever.
Indeed, and now, you're actually going very aggressive onto this mid lane. He knows that he is going to be in a form of trouble once this Kunkka hits 6, so better keep him off of that for as long as possible. He's even invested heavily in the Shadow Strike in his mid lane, which you don't see in pops very often these days. They'd rather give their lane opponent a little bit more of a shot at the lane and just max a Scream of Pain, but here, they're gonna try to go for the kill, actually.
He's got 1000 HP. Fairy Fire still has 2 bottle charges. He just chilling. While bottom lane,
Bracer.
the DK taking some damage. Glaives of Wisdom has been leveled. Get that free int. Can he secure it? So close. Hijack does fall, and there's Duster's first 2 int added in the game. While mid, 4DR, they're going to go in again. Flash walking through as well. He steals that kill from 4DR, and they managed to get the kill secured. King RD trying to get onto Pimp, but with the Nightmare. Actually, King RD needs to be a little bit careful himself.
Dire's bottom tower's getting pushed around.
Interitus understanding the power spike of that Kunkka very well, doing everything in their power to immediately negate it. Oh, you want level 6? Okay, that's cute. We're gonna bring 3 heroes. And push your tower.
HFN in the meantime, top net worth. Pretty much a complete free lane. DK cannot do anything. He can't even stand there, even with level 2 Dragon's Blood. Just gets bullied out by HFN.
Yep, and this level difference now is a problem. I said that, you know, Hijack doesn't have an issue once he has level 2 Dragon's Blood, but that kind of required his support to be able to keep the Silencer off of him. Pimpolio is in no such place. We've seen him die to the Silencer 3 times now.
And now D-Flash. King RD picks up the kill,
yeah.
but Duster, you know, 4 hits. We're just going to count it time and time again. Let's see how far he can get. He's already 3-0 and 2. All kills have been, well, right next to him at the very least.
I'll just be here. +2, +2, +2. I love Silencers going off. I used to be a big fan of Silencer mid back in the days when Illidan played it. I think I've immediately given away that I'm very old.
I love the Iceberg Silencer mid.
Oh yeah, Iceberg. Yeah. He's carrying the torch for that one now.
Yeah, he did
Love
get
Iceberg
to
in general.
join Empire. So that's pretty nice. At least we get to see him back in the DPC.
Like that guy not being in the DPC was a crime, I tells ya. So I'm very happy about that.
Ooh,
Oh,
Pimp.
Pimpolio.
Yep, he's done and dusted. King RD needs to be careful. Sonic Wave, and he will pay the price. But HFN, he got the kill. He's going for what looks to be the Chrysalis first item rush. So, unsurprisingly, probably going to make that into a Silver Edge later. I mean, at this point, the only thing that you might want to fear on the Gyrocopter is that the Bristleback just becomes too tanky.
Yep, I mean, the same goes for the DK actually. The amount of survivability that you get from the passive Dragonblood armor is quite huge, so this Silver Edge is going to do a ton of work. And HFN can just pick it up, second item. Aghanims, Silver Edge.
So, I'm a bit disappointed that they got another kill on Wolf Team and Duster was not part of it. So, his streak of being connected to every single kill has at least fallen so far, but they're gonna go in onto HFM bottom lane. Elder Dragon Form used. The problem is he's level 8 and like they have nowhere near enough damage. However, Pimp coming in from behind, King RD spots it out. He's still juking his way through and HFN gets out scot-free. Pimp is not gonna be so lucky though. +2, +2.
+2. There we go. Duster's such a great guy too. Seeing him ballin' makes me happy.
Gyrocopter's going from the broadsword over to Ags? Wait, what? He just bought, or is he going Yasha? He bought a blade of alacrity.
Usually the build is Chrysalis into Ags. Maybe HFN has done the maths and the broadsword is actually the most damage efficient purchase here instead of the full Chrysalis, but that is a little bit wild.
Yes.
Uses his courier there to get vision of the gun. That was cute.
Min-maxing to the max. Though, in the meantime, FCR has not been laying down silently. He's been farming pretty nice. He's done with the Vanguards, going for the Ags next item. Pretty much the moment he gets the Ags, team fights are going to become incredibly hard for the side of Wolf Team, because Gyrocopter at that point most of the time can't really fight yet.
Usually not, and you are completely correct. He's going straight in for the Aghanim Scepter. It's just a broadsword for the damage here. No full crit.
Okay. He built something else with that item.
Well, maybe coming in afterwards. I still think that the SB after is the right call.
Oh, D-Flash. Not again. +2, +2.
+2.
Oh, but FCR comes through. Ghost Ship as well.
Frontier is deep.
Yeah, they're
You can't stop him though.
really trying to take the tower. In comes Rashur, but the great stun from King RD, however. The turnaround from Tavo, they blow up Rashur, they get the catch onto Hijack as well. DK's in trouble, finished off. FCR, he's trying to spam out damage, but it's all being spread and nothing is on one target just yet. They waste the smoke, unfortunately. But FCR, he's got so much damage to spread, but no one to deal it to.
And this is how unplayable the Quap is in this match. You go forward like that. That was a very normal go for a Quap. You're just setting yourself up to get your ult on all of these grouped heroes in the mid. And instead you get stunned, you get Carapace, the Arena comes in, the Global comes in over the top. One of those two didn't even need to be spent. And it's going to be like that every single time the Queen of Pain engages into a group, which is terrible because one of her biggest strengths is as a team fighter. You don't want to be spending that Sonic Wave on solitary targets, but at this point, she might just have to.
That was a great stun from King RD. If he did not get that stun going, that fight would have been a whole different story. Because at that point, they're low enough for FCR to just run them down the entire time. Doing the old AFK farm ancients.
Is there any other way?
King RD though, walks in. Do they have invis detection? No, they do not. D-Flash does have himself a sentry, but no dust.
King RD already got all of the information that he wanted out of that. Which means the Mars was free to push in the wave towards the top tower.
Tava's got the blink now as well. They can also make plays. HFN, only one more piece for his Ags. Same for, well, FCR a little bit further behind, but not that much. However, Tavo, as we kind of expect from Tavo, second in the net worth, and he's been fairly silent except for that arena previously, but he's been just grinding out those camps in the top lane.
Top tower is under attack.
Yep. No armlet build here. Makes sense versus a bristle lane, by the way, where the armor from the Helm Dominator, Helm Fire and Will is not going to actually tip the lane that much in your favor. You just want general sustain from the Quill, so he's just got a ring of health. And then moves on into the phase with some damage.
DK going for the Blink Tagger as well. Stun is pretty nice. DK not so much.
Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top
And it's
tower.
really holding on now for Interitus. They were not supposed to be this far behind after the laning stage already. So,
Ooh, Rajur. King RD tried to get the good catch, but he really wanted the Vendetta strike off.
there's usually enough catch for that quap after you do that, but in this case 40R was nowhere near. And now this mid lane is going to fall with pretty much no resistance from Interitus, and that should tell Wolf Team something's up.
Dire's middle
They had a
tower is
ping in.
falling.
Oh, they're smoked up. They're looking for a fight here, but they're, yeah, two smokes, two different directions. They're gonna fall back. HFN done with his Ags. Chrysalis as his next item. D-Flash might just walk towards his death. And he does indeed do exactly that. King RD stuns him up. And even while sleeping, HFN can secure an easy kill onto D-Flash.
Yeah. Wolf Team are really getting the kind of game that they want. HFN got a completely free lane. Tavo got himself a good time. Doesn't even really matter that 40R got contested a little bit on mid, because both of his side lanes just won so hard. And the only winning lane for Interitus here is the one that's going to get punished. Ryor.
Well, he is an easy catch. Especially against the Kunkka with a haste. You're never going to be able to sprint away. But a 6k net worth lead for the side of Wolf Team. Even though you still have Bristleback that's really farmed, the only chance right now that they have is he gets an Ags. They waste all of their spells on trying to kill off FCR, and then the Blink Sonic Wave blows up the entire team.
Yeah, that sounds about like the scenario. Bristleback really dislikes it when the enemy supports especially have enough farm to stay roughly in range of him without actually dying. And I'm gonna actually make an attempt on it. Yeah. Oh, that was my big hit, huh? Never mind then.
Yeah, he's a big tanky boy. They catch the
He's got
next
his eyes, have a
assassin.
blink.
King RD turning it around, but in comes FCR, spots out Duster, get rid of the two supports, and then you can definitely take a fight if you're this side of Interitus. With the supports both alive, especially the Silencer ulti,
Structures are
engagements look a lot more problematic.
And they're actually going to switch to the bottom lane because they see a kill opportunity on HFN here.
Sort of. Silencer ulti, and well, he gets out. Did cost him a Silencer ulti. But you pretty much saw it. Hijack, you know, that big tanky DK blinks in, gets the stun up. And against the stun gyrocopter, he loses most of his HP.
That side gunner is a nasty fella. He doesn't even stop when time stops, you know that? Most powerful entity in Dota 2. Chronosphere? No problem. Oh,
Two supports right next to each other. Duster's looking for that +2. So Hijack jumps in aggressively. In comes FCR. Will get ghost shipped. Whip as well. Arena comes through, but he gets knocked over. Not again. Why does that always happen? Stop picking Kunkka and Mars together.
yeah, I like Tusk Mars as well.
Hijack does die, but
So, as we watch Ryor, I think he's pretty much done for. Oh, not yet. Not yet.
Pimp though.
Make me eat my words. Yes, sidestep. Ooh.
Oh my god. Dancing with death. To be fair, it is inevitable.
Not this time. Not yet. So, for the people unaware about what happened there, is that Dota actually has a third axis as well, a height axis. So, if you get lifted up by the torrent, you actually do get lifted up from the field as well. And the Mars Arena does not go fully to the ceiling. So you can get speared out of the arena if you get torrented at the same time.
The only big plus that they do have from that moment is that they know that they can take down FCR. Do have the damage for it. They need to spend quite a decent amount on it. FCR is dropping low right now. Nightmare save at 10, but FCR is dead. And yeah, I mean, you did just almost get blown up in the previous fight. You kind of should know that you are very susceptible to dying.
And another arena. Look at where Rayor is right now. He's just walking away. This Queen of Pain knows that if she ever shows her face anywhere, she's just going to get murderized. That's not how you want to play your co-op.
I mean, it's going for the Sanjin Gaia, but
Good. Daesh putting up a barricade.
yeah. As mentioned at the start, this is a game where you need kind of a Sanjin Gaia, a Eul's, and a BKB if you want to try and stay
How
alive.
does that even work?
Yep. That means that all of the pressure of the playmaking has been on this DK, who's had such a disastrous lane with Duster dominating his support. Duster, who's up to 18 in stolen, by the way, on a +5.
So deaths,
Casually.
going Dragonlance. Yep, that makes sense.
4, 0, and 10.
Look at me, I am the core now.
I mean, listen, if you're this big of a Chad,
This middle tower is
I
under
think
attack.
people just sort of like, yeah, that's fair. He just gets to do that now.
Haste!
Nick's you buy the wards. Nick should have already been buying the wards, of course.
Radiant's
Because
top
he's the one that's
tower's
going to
under
be
attack.
positioned forward the most.
Yeah, creeping up in that Vendetta the entire time. Pretty much a living ward. Tava almost done with his BKB. Gyro going for his BKB as well. Well, and 4DR has his one done. Once they've got the triple BKB, there is pretty much nothing that can stop them in team fight. I mean, Fiend's Crypt, yes, but they've got Silencer with his ult ready every single time it's necessary. Even having that money for a buyback in case he gets jumped, and then they use the Fiend's Crypt. Another one onto Pimp. 5 deaths for the 4th position. Not a great position to be in for Interitus, and I mean, to be fair, Wolf Team, this is kind of what you would expect from them if this was still the beginning of the season.
Tower's under attack.
Yeah, we have definitely learned since that Wolf Team is completely capable of losing games through farming them out too much, but HFN looks
Look good.
pretty awake and ready to fight today, and he is right now up to the tier 2 with his team around him, leveraging all that net worth. And I don't think there's much Interitus can do. They tried to abuse the window of the Aghanim's bristleback and quickly found out that they were actually already too far behind. So all that matters now is if Wolf Team can close out the game neatly, or if they're somehow going to give Interitus another shot at it.
Radiant's top
They
tower
definitely
is under
need to be the ones making a mistake here on Wolf Team. I mean, 12k net worth lead, getting themselves the ages. They have 3 BKBs ready as well. It's Duster's done with the Dragonlance. Yeah, no. He's another core added in the mix. I mean, at this point, what does a DK even do?
He is mostly a big fat wall, and I guess he's not even that fat, honestly. He's working towards the BKB. Rayor is as well. Maybe if these two can get BKBs, they can at the very least take the supports of Wolf Team out of the mix and then continue the fight, but
Okay, that's a catch. I don't know why the Snapfire picks the kill, but it was a catch. Oh, he wants to get that load sub quickly. However, in the meantime, FCR, that's a way bigger catch. They also catch out Dean Flash and +2/+2 for Duster.
top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble.
excellent. Who needs the Silver Edge? Like, HFN is building it now, but it's sort of an afterthought. Like, he needed to buy it this game, sure. But he doesn't need it in the way the game turned out. Bristle has not had a game. And this Quap has not had a game. Interitus just kind of fell at the first hurdle. The laning stage was just too bad already to get their lineup going.
I mean, the fact that you last picked your offlaner, which, granted, yes, that makes sense, but normally when you pick up your offlaner as a last pick, it's like a hard counter attempt at the enemy safe laner, but this DK just got destroyed. Absolutely annihilated. Duster did his exact job, got rid of the Snapfire first, so that the Snapfire was absolutely no use, and at that point it was a 2v1, where DK literally can do nothing else but run away every single time he gets hit.
They're going for the Desperation Smoke here.
Sonic Wave, but he still has an Aegis though, will be able to pop it. HFN not going to pop his BKB in turn 40R, and the rest are joining through. Sonic Wave has already been used, but they find Duster as well. 2 supports taken down. FCR in a little bit of pickle with the BK being popped. Fiend's Grip does not really do anything, and there's the kill onto FCR. Brazier on the run away, does get the blink just in time. So 2 for 2 trade with an Aegis also popped. It's honestly not that bad for Interitus. The only downside is, of course, that the one that they lost is their safe laner, and now the high ground push, there's nothing to stop them, especially considering Sonic Wave is gone.
It's very sad for Interitus. They do everything right in that fight, right? They take the supports out, they get the Queen of Pain in without actually getting stunned by the Nyx. There's no more global silence, so finally you can get the Fiend's Grip off, and then as it turns out, the enemy mid just sort of one-shots you with his Tidebringer. Sometimes that's just life.
Bravo jumps in, misses his spear, trying to keep them back, but actually they pretty much keep them busy long enough, and then random HFN damage comes out, they all die.
HFN just got a Daedalus delivered. He is listening, he's like, yeah, why am I buying the Silver Edge right now? I don't actually need it.
There's been a Fairy Fire lying on the floor there forever, and I've been keeping an eye on it. Finally it gets destroyed.
Lost and found. We might see a BKB on Rayur before the game is over though.
Maybe. Still questionable. Depending on how much they want to push. The only plus side is the tier 2 bottom is still standing, so Megas is going to be a little bit tougher.
Do you
Love me? No.
It's so tortured. It's very, very well voice acted, but...
Yeah, these voice lines are... I can't wait for TI again. I just want those voice lines back. Always the best.
Isn't it magical, Papa?
Okay, that one is actually the best.
That one is the best. That one is the best.
Heads up, we're back.
Mars Refresher coming up as well. Gotta get that double arena down. I mean, the stun duration can be absolutely nutty with the level 20 talent.
Absolutely insane. The amount of area control you just get from that is like you're going to have to solve a puzzle as Interitus in order to enter the battlefield at all.
Well, DK is trying to build up his BKB. Once he has it, he does a total of still nothing.
You can stand in front and look menacing. Right now you can't.
No, he can't. Gyrocopter melts him.
Poor hijack. But Rayur finishes the BKB.
Okay, so he should be slightly more survivable unless he, you know, gets X mark, pops BKB, then gets silenced, then he still dies.
Probably. He's gonna get one use, I think. This is the last fight. There is no way for HFN to leave this high ground ever again if they let him stay.
Duster, mad respect. Going straight Hurricane Pike, mad respect. Actual 5 position right there.
That's my captain.
Only should have had a Midas beforehand, but I'll let that one slide. FCR doesn't want to fight until he gets his BKB. And with the BKB, it's still tough, but it's slightly less tough.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
At least you don't
It's
get
really
one
just
shot
about-
by the Kunkka.
Has fallen.
Yeah, it's really just about living long enough to actually do your damage. They're just melting through these buildings with the AC and the crits on HFN.
Barracks are under attack. Radiant's
As long as you keep that bottom tier 2 alive, Megas cannot be achieved. But 20k net with lead after 28 minutes is definitely a position no one wants to be in. Unless you've got, like, you know, Decky Stinker on your side, then it doesn't really matter how far you're behind, you're still going to win.
There's also Eternal Envy. He actually powers up after losing 2 Raxes. Fun fact.
Yep. Then he goes for Crit Ember, and then everyone gets surprised. How does he kill us?
The thing is to lure the enemy into a false sense of security.
Team that was also
Wild.
old, well, right now it's old, but Liquid had that problem so many times pushing the high ground, and then it went full potato, and then they crashed and burned.
That was a very special Liquid squad. Let's see, we got HFN in the front lines.
3k HP, Satanic, BKB. Yeah, he can stand wherever he wants to. Cloak of Flames, because extra armor plus magic resistance. Always nice. Haha! Lotus Orb.
Got him!
Haha! Lotus Orb.
Lotus Orb.
Oh, it doesn't go back. Ah,
No, it doesn't.
that is so sad.
It is very sad, but you can immediately see the problems that would give if it did work.
It would be amazing. I mean, there's so many other things in the game that also give you problems, but Valve's like, no.
Yeah, but infinitely reflecting damage is not a good idea. Unfortunately.
That is probably for the better, indeed. FCR pops his BKB, still takes a lot of damage from HFN. Brazier, Sonic Wave, dead. No buyback. Okay, slightly unfortunate. Did deal a decent amount of damage, but D-Flash is dead as well. In comes Bimp with Mortimer's Kiss trying to get the damage onto Tavo. But his entire team's already dead, so it doesn't really matter what he does because they've just lost game number 1. And, well, this was a complete walkover, even though they did manage to hold on for 30 minutes.
Dire's middle tower is ready to see.
Kind of from, like, the first minute, no chance.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Duster though for being an absolute Chad silencer, really shutting down that bottom lane. And that just meant that the DK, who was the only one who could really make tempo in this game for Interitus, had to play catch-up the entire game in a space where his Bristle and his Quap already needed all the farm that they could manage to get themselves. So, Wolf Team, as a result, coming out looking very dominant and very natural, very much the opposite of what we've seen from them in the previous seasons so far.
That is a new year, new me for the Wolf Team. Hopefully they can, of course, keep it up as they are fighting against, well, relegation, which is something you definitely not expect from TI team players. But we'll be back for game number 2 between Wolf Team and Interitus right after this short break.